Hello, ladies and gentlemen of Algebra 2B. This is 7-2. Talk about operations with polynomials. So you're talking about adding, subtracting, multiplying, and as always with multiplication, division will be a part of it, but not at this point. Division is with polynomials is a little bit more complicated, so that kind of takes on its own priority. So we'll talk about that later. So now we're looking at adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. So let's take a look. So Shelley has narrowed her choice for which college to attend. She is most interested in Southwest Minnesota State University, where the current tuition is $38.72. She thinks that the rate will increase at 6% per year. Express the tuition after X years. So if I'm looking at this correctly, 6% as a decimal would be 0.06. So after 1 year, you would take 3872 plus 0.06, or sorry, back up. I'm going to take 3872 times 0.06 after 1 year, but then I'm going to add it, so that'll give me a number. Then I'm going to add it to 3872. Okay, so another way to think about it is this. If my tuition is going to go up, I'm going to take 3872, I'm going to multiply it by 1.06x. This is another way to represent that as a polynomial. Now, why did I put 1.06? Because I'm adding 6% to 100%. That's why I'm doing that. So this is kind of representing a 6% increase for every year because x is going to be my years. So the degree of a polynomial, anytime you're dealing with a polynomial, is the largest exponent or sum of exponents. So here, this is going to be a degree of 5. This is going to be a degree of 3. This is going to be a degree of 11 because 7 plus 4 is 11. So that's what I add, my highest sum or highest exponent. So identify the degree of the polynomial. Well, even this is all in one term. This is all one thing. So 3 plus 5 is going to be 8. So that's going to be the degree. It's going to be a degree of 8. Here, this is going to be a degree of 6, this part will be a degree of 7, this part will be a degree of 2. So my degree is going to be 7, because that's the highest one that's there. So, operations with polynomials. Addition, very simple, like terms, okay? That means same variable. So you need same variable, same power. All right, subtracting is kind of the same way. Add the opposite, then combine like terms. Multiplication follows a lot of things. You know, you're going to distribute, you're going to multiply things, and then you're going to combine like terms. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Oop, go back. So if I'm looking at simplifying some of these, let's do number 3 over here. So if I'm subtracting, what I want to do is I want to take this negative, I want to take the negative through. Okay, so I'll keep my first one, 3x squared minus 2x plus 3. Then I'm going to have minus x squared minus 4x plus 2. So notice how I lined them up, x squared, x numbers. That's not a bad idea. That way it's easy to combine them. So that's going to be 2x squared. That's going to be minus 6x. This is going to be 5. There is my answer. All right. So for number 4, if I do it over here, this is just addition. So I'm going to keep everything the way it is. 5x squared minus 4x plus 1. Then on the bottom, negative 3x squared plus x minus 3. So I'm adding, so I don't have to do anything with that. So now it just becomes 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. Notice, I'm not doing anything with the variables. The variables are staying They're just, I'm doing everything with the numbers, nothing with the variables. So for 5, negative x squared minus 3x plus 4, then distribute this again, minus x squared minus 2x minus 5. So when I put this together, minus 2x squared minus 5x minus 1. That's going to be my answer. All right, again, I'm not doing anything with the variables. Addition, subtraction, you don't do anything with the variables. Now, here with some multiplication, here's where things are going to get a little tricky. All right, so 2x times 7x squared, that's going to be 14x squared. 2x times 3x is going to be minus 6x squared. Sorry, this one should be cubed. That should be a 3. And then this last one's going to be plus 10x. So distribute and then see if you can simplify. So here, distribute, distribute, distribute. So that'll be 6a to the third plus 22a squared minus 40a. There's my answer right there. 9 might be a little trickier because I got two things here. This is where, if you guys remember way back to algebra days, this is where you guys might set up a little table. And this is just to keep things organized. It's not a bad idea. So fill in the blank, n to the third, 6n to the squared, minus 2n, 4n squared, 24n minus 8. So then put this together. This is going to be n to the third plus 10n squared plus 22n minus 8. There's my answer. I know that there's another problem here. I think you guys can do that on your own. So remember this, if you guys get into trouble. Remember, 2 terms, 3 terms, not a bad way to do it. The ones over here, this is one term times a whole other thing. So let's take a look. Suppose R and W represent 2 genes that a plant can inherit from its parents. In terms of expansion of R plus W squared, represent the possible pairings of the genes of the offspring. Right, R plus W squared is a polynomial. This is a great one to talk about because here's what happens often. The number of people that love to try and tell me that this is R squared plus W squared is amazing. And that is absolutely the wrong answer. This is where I tell you guys, draw your box because it will just make your life easy. R, W, it's plus, so you don't need to change any signs or anything. So this would be R squared. This would be RW, W squared. So it's going to be R squared plus 2RW plus W squared. That's going to be my answer. Right there. So here, volume of rectangular prism is given by the product of length, width, and height. So you have width of A, length of B squared, height of AB plus C. Figure out the volume in simplified form. So you're actually going to take A times B squared times AB plus C. So you have AB squared, AB plus C. So you're actually going to distribute this. So you have A squared B to the third plus A B squared C. That's going to be your simplified answer. I know it's just a great big mess, but that's technically the simplified answer once I put it all together. All right, so don't forget you have your quiz coming, so make sure that you're ready for it, and take care of business. Come talk to me with questions.